Greeting of the day, everyone. Today's topic is experiential learning. Let me introduce myself. I am Vishakha, a passionate educator. I am an AIF resource person, childcare education expert, certified phonics educator, yoga trainer, nutritionist, and magical storyteller. So let's begin our topic experiential learning. Once again, greetings of the day, everyone. Today's topic is experiential learning. Before we dive in, and let's take a moment to think about that what is the one thing you learned recently by actually doing it rather than just reading about it. That exactly the spirit of experiential learning, learning by doing, learning by experiencing, learning by practicing and reflecting. So let's begin our journey into understanding how it works, why it is powerful, and how we can apply it in real life. Now, experiential learning means gaining knowledge and skills through direct experience rather than just reading or listening. It's a learning by doing, reflecting, and applying. Like hands on involvement, you actively participate in a task or activity. Real world application. What you learn is tied to actual situation or challenges. When we come to reflection, after the experience, you think about what happened, why, and what it means. When we talk about personal growth, this kind of learning often deepens understanding and helps develop problem solving. It helps develop critical thinking and adaptability. I'm showing you one picture. Give a glance on this picture on the screen. What do you notice about the elephant in the classroom? And what message does this picture give about how we treat differences in learning? Is this environment suitable for the elephant? Do all students learn the same way? What might happen if we expect everyone to learn in same style? Let me conclude this picture. This picture highlights a powerful message. One size does not fit all in education. Every learner is unique with different strengths, needs, and ways of understanding the world. Just like an elephant does not belong in a regular desk, some children may not thrive in one size fits all classrooms. As educators, it's important to recognize, respect, and support the diverse abilities to all students, creating an inclusive and flexible learning environment. Let me show the pyramid also. This is the learning pyramid, where the experiential learning pyramid is a visual model that shows how different learning methods affect how well we retain information. It emphasizes that active learning, doing, discussing, and teaching is far more effective than passive methods like reading or listening. Here is a breakdown of a pyramid from top to bottom. Learning method average retention rate, where lecture takes 5%, reading takes 10%, audiovisual takes 20%, demonstration takes 30%, discussion takes 50%, practice by doing is taking 75%. Last one is the base of the pyramid, teaching others is taking 90%. So today's our topic is active learning method. So let's learn about what is active learning. Now, what is active learning? Active learning is a teaching method where children are actively involved in their learning instead of just sitting and listening. They think, they talk, they move, they create and solve problems as a part of the lesson. Now, why we use active learning? Few reasons are there. Let's take one by one with example. Why we use active learning? Active learning makes the classroom lively, meaningful, and fun. It helps children to learn better by doing, thinking, and sharing. First reason is it improves retention and understanding. Let's take an example. Children act out a story to remember key events and the characters better. Number two reason, it builds critical thinking and problem solving skills. Let's take another example. Solving a classroom mystery like Who took the missing crayon? Using clues and teamwork. Number three reason, it increases student motivation. How? A science experiment where children mix colors or grow seeds make them excited to learn more. Last reason, it encourages collaboration and communication, where group activity to create a class poster where every child contributes an idea and shares aloud. Now let's talk about core elements of active learning. First one, student centered approach. Now, what does it mean? Student centered approach means where the teacher is a guide and students take the charge of their learning. For example, letting children choose a storybook and create their own ending. Number two, collaboration and discussion. Now, when we talk about collaboration and discussion, it means learning through teamwork, peer talk, and share ideas. For example, group project to build a model of a healthy plate and discuss about food choices. Number three element, application of concept. Now, where the application of concept means children apply what they have learned in real life or playful context. For example, using math skills to set up a pretend shop with prices and bills. Last element, reflection and feedback, where students think about what they learned and how they learned it. For example, after a craft activity, children share what they have enjoyed and what was challenging. Next one, hands-on activity. Now, when we talk about hands-on activity, we have number of points over here. Let's take one by one with examples. First one is experiment. For example, in experiment, we do floating and sinking. So provide objects, stone, leaves, plastic toys, sponge. Let children predict which will float or sink and then test it in a tub of water. Discuss the result and why it happens. Number two, model building. Let's take example in model building, solar system model. Use clay, thermocol balls to create planets. Paint and arrange them around the sun on a cardboard. Children label each planet and share one fact. Real life stimulation. For example, mini market role play. Set up a pretend grocery shop. Children act as shopkeeper and customers use fake currencies to buy or sell fruits and vegetables, etc. It teaches money handling and polite communication. Next one, problem solving task. Let's take an example, build a paper bridge. So give paper, tape and straws to children. Challenge students to make a bridge that holds the weight of a small toy. Encourages teamwork and trial and error method. Last one, let's talk about classroom games, quizzes, puzzles, etc. So example is maths bingo. Let's prepare maths bingo cards with answers. Example 5, 10, 15. Call out the questions like what is 5 plus 5? Student mark the correct answers on their card. It helps reinforce to quick thinking and basic operation. Now, when we talk about example think, pair and share, this is one of the activity in active learning where we educators need to take some points in the mind. First one is ask open-ended questions. Number two, give students 1 to 2 minutes to think. Number three, pair up students to discuss their thoughts. Number four, volunteers share ideas with the class. Now let's take examples one by one of popular active learning activities. There are 10 activities. Let's talk about one by one each other with examples. Number one, think, pair and share. Now let's understand what think, pair and share is. Think, pair, share means a three-step active learning strategy where students first think about a question or topic on their own and then they pair up to discuss their ideas with a partner and finally share their ideas with the whole class. For example, my favorite animal, which comes for the grade 1 or 2 in English or AVS activity. Each child will think of their favorite animal and they why they like it. Then they pair up, they share their thoughts with their partner. Then finally they share Pairs will tell the class about each other's favorite animal. Let's take another example. What makes a good friend? It comes in a moral education subject for the grade 2 or 3. Students reflect on the qualities of a good friend. When they pair up, they discuss with a peer. When finally they share, the group present top 3 friendship qualities. Next, jigsaw activity. Now, jigsaw activity is an active learning strategy where a topic is divided into small parts and each child become an expert in one part. Then they teach their part to others so that by the end, everybody knows the whole topic, just like putting pieces of a puzzle together. Let's take one example. Supposingly in jigsaw activity, we'll take example of types of animal. So divide the class into 4 groups, like one group is mammal, one group is birds, reptiles, and insects. Each group will learn about one type and then form a mixed group to teach others. Next example, community helpers, which comes under for grade 1 and 2 for social studies. So each group researches one helper like doctor, firefighter, teacher, policeman. Children regroup and explain the role of their helper. Next one, role play activities. Now, when we talk about role play activities, which means children act out a situation, character, or real life event to learn a concept or practice a skill. It is an active learning method where students take on different roles like a shopkeeper, doctor, animal, historical figure, or a story character. And they use dialogue, expressions, and actions to bring the role to life. For example, let's take an example again, community helpers. Students dress up and act as a doctor, police officer, teacher, firefighters, etc. And they explain their duties to the class. Second example, visit to a market. Set up a mock market. Some children act as a shopkeepers, others as a customer, using to pretend money and items. Next one, brainstorming. Now, brainstorming means a group activity or group thinking activity where students quickly share as many ideas as possible about a topic without worrying if the ideas are right or wrong. It's used to encourage creativity, free expression, and active participation before starting a lesson or a project. For example, things that fly. So, supposingly, teacher writes things that fly on the board, children will shout out ideas birds, kites, butterfly, aeroplanes, balloons, bats, etc. Teacher lists them without judgment. Next example, ways to save water. So student will suggest as many ways as possible. Ma'am, turn off the tap, rainwater harvesting, reuse water, or we can fix the leaks of the taps, etc. So here no idea is wrong at this stage. Next, coming to gallery walk. When we talk about gallery walk, let us understand what exactly the gallery walk is. The gallery walk means a movement-based learning activity where students walk around the classroom to look at and discuss each other's work, just like in an art gallery. It turns the classroom into an interactive display space so children can observe, think, and share ideas. For example, parts of the plant. So group will prepare charts, models showing the roots, stem, leaves, flowers. These are displayed around the classroom and students walk around, observe and note interesting points. Next example, my favorite festival. So my favorite festival in a gallery walk, each child will draw or paste pictures of their favorite festival on a chart paper. The work is displayed and peers walk around to learn about different celebrations. Next one, four corners. Now let's talk about four corners. Four corner means it is an active learning strategy again where the classroom's four corner are assigned different answers, choices, categories or opinions. Students move to the corner that matches their choice or answers to a question posed by a teacher. Once in a corner, they discuss briefly with peers who choose the same corner. A few students share their group ideas with the whole class. And what is the main purpose of four corners? It makes the lesson more interactive and keeps children physically active. It encourages decision making and critical thinking. For example, let's take the topic of favorite season. Let's create one corner for summer, one corner for winter, one corner for rainy, and one corner for spring. Now, teacher will ask, which is your favorite season? Student walk to the corner with their choices. Now, in corners, they discuss why they like that season. For example, I like the rainy season because I can use an umbrella. I love to hold my umbrella when it rains. One or two share their answers with the class. Another example, how do you travel to the school? So we create the four corner. One corner will be on foot, one corner will be bicycle, one corner will be bus, one corner will be car. So teacher will ask, how do you travel to school? Next is concept mapping. Concept mapping means creating a visual diagram that shows the relationship between ideas, topics, or concept in a simple connected way. It's like a mind map but more structured. Started with main idea in the center or top and linking it to related ideas using lines, arrows, or branches. Now, our main purpose for concept mapping, which makes helps children to organize their thoughts. It helps to make abstract topics clear and visual. For example, let's take the big example. Topic is animal. So main concept is animal. Now under animal, the topic is animal. We have four categories: wild animals, domestic animals, water animals, birds. So this can be drawn as the word animal in the middle and the lines on the arrows to the four boxes which says wild, domestic, water, birds. So inside each box, pictures or words for the example. Another example, my family. If we take the example of my family for the concept mapping, the main concept is family. So branches will be father, mother, brother, sister, grandparents. Each branch has names, pictures of the family members. Next is story circle. Now, story circle is an active learning and storytelling activity where children sit together in a circle and create, tell, or share a story collaboratively. Main purpose is to encourage listening and speaking skill. Now, how it works? Arrange the chairs or mat in a circle so that all the children see each other. Teacher starts a story. Example, once upon a time, there was a little bird who. Now, each child in turn adds a sentence or idea to continue the story. The circle continues until the story has a natural ending. For example, let's take the topic, the lost puppy. Teacher will start the story. One sunny day, a puppy woke up and could not find his bone. Child 1 will say, he looked under the bed, but it was not there. Child 2 might say, then he went to the garden. Child 3 will be saying, he saw a butterfly and started following it. Another example, the flying school bag. So teacher will start with the storyline. I opened my school bag and it suddenly started to fly. Next example, a day without electricity. So grade 3 or 5 could easily correlate. Yesterday the light went off and carry on. Students will continue with their add-on sentences to complete the story. Next is learning stations. Now, learning stations are the different activity areas set up in the classroom where children move from one station to another to complete small focused learning tasks. What is the main purpose? Purpose is to make learning hands-on and engaging. Allow children to work in small group or individually. How it works? Teacher sets up 2 to 6 stations around the classroom, each with a specific activity or topic. Students are divided into small groups. Groups rotate from one station to the next after a set of time, example 5 to 10 minutes. At each station, they complete a short activity, could be reading, sorting, drawing, solving puzzle, matching cards, writing answers, or using manipulatives. For example, if we take the topic is plant. So our topic is plant. Now station 1 will have match pictures of the plant with their names. Station 2 will have label the parts of the plant on a diagram. Station 3 will have sort the seeds into edible or non-edible. Station 4 will have watch a short video on a plant growth if the technology is available there. Station 5 will have allow children to plant a seed in a small pot. Another example, shapes around us. Now, in shapes around us related to math subject, how the station ideas will be. Now, station 1 have shape sorting with cutouts. Station 2 will have draw and color shapes. Station 3 will have match real objects to shapes. Station 4 will have shape puzzle activity, and so on. Next and the last one, peer teaching. Now, what is peer teaching? Peer teaching in primary children means a learning method where students teach each other. Instead of learning only from the teacher, in this approach, one child or a small group who understand the topic well explain it to the classmates. The student teacher may demonstrate an activity, share the example, or guide practice. Here, the role of a teacher is to facilitate and make sure the information shared is correct. Supposingly, in maths, a child who has mastered in addition with carryover explain the steps into small groups. While talk about reading, a fluent reader reads a story aloud and helps peers sound out difficult words. When we talk about science, after a plant lesson, groups take turns teaching each other how to label plants part. Now, the main benefit of peer teaching, it will lead to better understanding. It will lead to confidence building, social skill, active learning. Children engage more than in one-way lectures. Now, let's talk about technology. Technology-based active learning. There are four technology-based active learning: Kahoot, Padlet, Google Jamboard, virtual breakout rooms for group tasks. Let's take one by one. When we talk about Kahoot and quiz, interactive quizzes, let's take example fun with animal quiz. So create a quiz with images and simple questions. Which animals lives in water? Student join and using code on tablet or computer. Immediate feedback makes the learning exciting and competitive. Next one, Padlet. Padlet is again, I would say, collaborative brainstorming, where we take the example ways to save water wall. Share a Padlet link with the class. Student post text, pictures, or drawings of how to save water at home. Everyone can read, like, or comment on each other's ideas. Google Jamboard, real-time idea sharing. Next one is story mapping Jamboard. During the story session, student drag sticky notes to the labeled parts of the story, character, settings, problem, solution. It is great for visual thinking and sequencing. Last one, virtual breakout rooms for group task. If we take the example of maths challenge room, online class, divide the class into small virtual rooms. Each room solves a problem like find all player pairs that add up to 10. Come back to the main room and share solution. Promotes teamwork even in online settings. Next one, active learning in large classes. Now, when we talk about active learning in large classes can be applied effectively in large classes, how? First one is use clicker or polls. For example, live animal quiz using apps like Kahoot and Mentimeter. So teacher will ask a question, which of these is a mammal? Students select the answer using clicker or mobile or their tablet polls. Teacher sees instant result and discuss the correct answer. Next is small group discussions. Let's take an example. Discuss about what makes a good friend. Divide the class into group of 4 to 5. Each group discusses and writes 2 points. Groups take turns and sharing with the class. It encourages speaking and listening skills even in a large setting. Number third, peer instructions. For example, we take the example of tens and ones. Teach your buddy. So after a short lesson on a place value or pair of students, one explain a problem to the another. Example, how do we write 43 using tens and ones? So then they switch the roles. It reinforces understanding through teaching. The last one, think, write and share. Using notebooks or apps like Jamboard. Example will be, what would you do if you were a butterfly? Think quietly about the question. Write or draw their answers in notebook or tablet. Share with a partner or a class. It promotes creativity and expressions even when space is less. Now let's come about challenges and solutions. When the challenges are there, solutions will be there. Let's talk about one by one. First challenge is time management. When we have a time management challenge, we have the solution. We should plan and structure activities with clear time limits. Next challenge is unequal participation. When we have unequal participation challenge, we should assign roles like leader, note taker, or a monitor and rotate them regularly. Third challenge is classroom space. When we have a classroom space challenge, use flexible settings, corner of the rooms, or visual tools if available. Next challenge is short attention span. Keep activities short, interactive, and age appropriate. Next challenge, lack of resources. Use low cost or no cost materials, encourage creativity in using available items. Next challenge is language barriers. Use visual aids, gestures, and buddy support for children with different language levels. Next challenge, noise and disruption. Set clear rules, use signals for attention, and establish group norms. Last challenge is assessment difficulty. When you face a assessment difficulty as a challenge, then you must follow this solution. Use observation checklist, student reflections, and peer feedback. Let's conclude this. Now, conclusion part, active learners for young minds. Active learning transforms passive listeners into active participants. Example, instead of just listening to a story, children act it out as a character. Children act it as a character. Learning becomes lively and memorable. A variety of engaging activities can make learning fun and meaningful. For example, from solving puzzles in maths to growing a plant in science, hands on tasks help children connect lessons to real life. Start small, reflect often, and build a student centered classrooms. For example, begin with the simple activities like think, pair, share, and then try group games or digital tools like Kahoot or Padlet. Encourage children to talk about what they learned and how they felt. This builds confidence and responsibility. I hope I have shared some valuable insight that you have take back and use in the classroom. Please feel free to share your feedback. I would love to hear from your thoughts. I will be back with more such ideas and resources to support your teaching journey. Have a wonderful day ahead.